Austrian Hispanic.
Libertarian socialist.
Or the closet socialist, as I like to call him.
Yeah, you're the crazy person.
All right, so we were talking about we got who do we got for 2020 on president?
Well, so I mean, obviously Trump is the GOP, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to primary him, right?
Well, who else could possibly run?
I mean,
probably Ted Cruz.
I mean, after
he
pulled
he's
in
not too
2016.
extreme. He's not too extreme though. That's the problem.
I mean, he was pretty extreme compared to all the other Republicans in 2016, except Trump. But let's assume it's Trump versus whoever. Well, I mean, the
possibilities are not the possibilities, the probabilities.
Yeah.
We got Beto. I think Beto's a pretty strong candidate. He's more on the center side of the left party. He's
just got a lot of money behind him. I don't know how that happened, but apparently he does.
But here's the thing. His real name is Robert Francis Orerk, or what is it?
Okay. Anyways.
So, but he's Irish. He's an Irish guy. He's trying to play up the Hispanic card and trying to get that vote going with Beto thing. I think another candidate is Bernie.
Well, duh. I mean, Bernie, he's the heir apparent. I mean, Hillary said she's going to stay out. So, I mean, if she was going to run at this point, she would have probably said it. I mean, but it's okay. So it's Bernie, but you got like at least 3 different people to the left of Bernie. You got Tulsi, you've got Andrew Yang,
Kamala Harris.
No, she's the establishment, man.
Nah, dude,
yeah,
she's pretty.
I mean, she might be left of the establishment, but she's
left. She's trying to keep up with Bernie.
I don't know, whatever. I mean, you got a bunch of far leftists. You've got a bunch of establishment guys like Bidden, and I guess Cory Booker is running.
Spartacus, come on.
And, I mean, at this point, I think it's really just a contest to see who Bernie's running mate is going to be. I mean, it's like, or, you know, it's kind of like this thing that Obama was doing in 2008. Like, he didn't expect to win. Like, he never thought. He was just trying to get his name out there for, like, 2012 or whatever. That's what he was doing. But then all of a sudden, he got all this support. So, I don't think that's going to happen this time, obviously, because Bernie's not Hillary. Bernie's going to get it. I mean, it's going to be him, and I think inevitably probably Elizabeth Warren will be his running mate. I don't support that because, I mean, I like her for the most part, but after the
what do you like about her?
Well, I liked her all the way back, like, years and years ago, before, like, anyone else knew of her, because I saw this...
What's her platform? I don't care about, if she's got trending Twitter followers. What's her platform? What's she running on?
I think she's just, like, really, like, anti-rich people and wants
Is that a bad thing?
Well...
Because you know me, I'm an Austrian.
Not necessarily, but I think she goes about it in the wrong way. Like, she's got this wealth tax idea, right? Like...
70%, right?
No,
with AOC?
No. That's AOC.
What's her top
Elizabeth Warren's thing is like everything above $50 million is a wealth tax. So every year you have to pay 2%. I'm not saying I support this. I'm saying she's going about it in the wrong way. But she figures, it's like we've been having wealth redistribution for a long time. It's just been going from the poor and middle class to the rich. She wants to reverse that trend. But anyways.
Hold on. I just want to stop you there.
It's not my thing. I'm just saying what she said.
It's not your thing. I'm saying, why do you like her? That's my question.
I didn't say I like her. I liked her in the past when I thought she was legit. But after that shit she pulled in 2016, I don't like her anymore. I mean,
what did you like? I'm asking, what did you like about her?
What I used to like about her was this video that I saw a long time ago of this lecture she was giving. It was like 45 minutes long. She did this whole this chart presentation thing of like the numbers and how screwed the middle class has been getting for so long.
Why?
And
do you think that's?
Cost of living is going way up, but income isn't. That's the problem. That's her. What?
No. I think you have to look at things at a historical standard. You just can't. You just can't say middle class is getting screwed without looking at I don't even look back 100 years. I look back 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. 50, and I know what you're about to say. You're about to say our lives are a lot better than monarchs a couple hundred years ago. And for the most part, I mean, you're on the money. I mean, just right here in your apartment, you got crazy shit that no one could have ever dreamed of. I mean, the camera that we're recording on, it's like, oh my god. But
oh my god, Google it.
Of course.
All right.
But no, it's you're right. For the most part, I just think the super ultra rich. I mean, they have so much.
Why does it matter?
That it can. No, I'm saying it's fine as long as everybody else has enough. I
Do you
mean,
think everybody has, let's say the bottom end in this country?
yeah.
The bottom end. I'm saying the
Yeah.
people, the poorest of the poorest.
Sure, yeah.
They have at least somewhere to sleep.
Yeah.
And at least somewhere to
And
to
oh my
eat.
God, they've got microwaves.
Yes.
What?
No, I'm saying like let's look at the individuals that you know, like.
Hey, Cory's leaving.
Oh. No, dude.
We can edit
Okay,
that out.
bye.
See you later.
Did you enjoy your food?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Drive safe. All right.
So a little interruption there. I guess we were talking about who Bernie's running mate is going to be. I mean, like, okay. So first of all, I want to talk about the fact that I don't agree with Bernie on everything. Okay, I really
what
I really
do you
like
agree
the
with
guy.
Bernie on?
A lot of stuff, like, you know, the rich have to pay more in taxes.
Why?
Okay, so first we have to have a conversation about what we want to spend money on. You know, whether
why
the
should they?
military,
I mean, ethically.
welfare, whatever.
Why should they pay more?
Because they have more of an ability to live without it. I mean, if you got to buy a 100-foot yacht instead of a 200-foot yacht, you're going to be okay. You know, whereas poor people, it's like, you know, if you have to skip meals because you don't have enough money, that's a different story. That's a way bigger thing. So that's oversimplified, but that's my take on it. So, anyways, first we have to agree.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Let's stop on that right now, because I think that's very critical right there. Why does it matter what one person does with their money?
Well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we have to have a conversation about what we're going to spend money on as a country. Okay?
No. As
Yes.
individual.
Yes. Stop.
As
Stop
an
cutting me off there. Yes.
No.
because-
Hold on one second. You didn't let me finish here. You didn't let me finish here.
All right.
Why does an individual?
Okay.
Why do you trying to dictate the lifestyle?
I'm trying to answer your question.
No.
but you keep-
Here's my follow-up question. Why
Okay.
are you trying to dictate, you know, the personal lifestyle of an individual?
I'm not. If
You just said if it doesn't matter if he goes from a 200-foot yacht to a
Okay.
400-foot yacht or whatever.
Can I
nonsense is.
answer?
No, because hold on one second. I'm going on a rant here. I'm gonna go on.
Uh-huh. I don't get to talk, people. Only
Okay,
Only
okay.
he gets to talk.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Okay. Google
All
it.
right.
Google it.
Of course.
Here's the thing.
Clock's ticking, my friend.
If we get into it, let's not get into. Fuck, I'm having a
Okay,
brain
all
fart.
right.
Okay,
You be
just go
quiet
on,
for a
just
minute.
go-
Okay,
just go
look.
on.
First, like, what's our national budget going to be? Let's say.
No, I'm
let's
talking about the individual. Why tax the individual?
Okay.
Go on that.
stop interrupting me. Okay. All right. What are we going to spend money on? How much are we going to spend per year as a country? Okay. Is it, $4 trillion? Is it $1 trillion? What's the amount? Okay. Whatever the amount is, that's how much we need. We need to spend. And where do we get that money from? Well, we have to get it from somewhere, and everyone's got to pay some amount. Okay. All I'm saying is, the rich can afford to pay more. Okay, the poor middle class should still pay their fair share.
What is fair
But-
share? What percentage of their?
I don't
let's say
know.
an
I don't know if
individual
I
makes
would boil it down
$100,000 a
to a
year.
percentage.
Let's say $365,000 a year, which makes it $1,000 a day. How much should they?
I mean, if I made
how
that
much should they pay?
much-
If you make it $1,000 a day, how much should you pay?
If I made $1,000 a
Gross,
day,
gross.
I wouldn't mind,
Half of it?
300, I guess.
half
would be
of it?
all right. I mean,
That's what it is now for the wealthy.
no, it's not. You're high. Are you kidding me?
I'm gonna link down the exact amount, the tax bracket if you make $365,000 a year, and I'm gonna prove you wrong.
And then after all the deductions and loopholes and all that, the family tax credits and whatnot.
I'm also
then
gonna-
how much? Then how much?
Hold
should
on
they
one
pay?
second.
Okay. Yeah.
Damn, I'm
Gotcha.
goddamn beer. Should just stick to THC. This shit makes me.
All right. So, anyways. So we got all that. All right. What I disagree with Bernie on Medicare for all. So we've been over this a little bit. The idea that I should pay for someone else's mistakes. Like someone smokes cigarettes their whole life, and now all of a sudden they need chemo for their lung cancer. It's like, no, go fuck yourself. Like, I don't want to pay for your mistakes. You've known your whole life cigarettes were bad for you. Or people with diabetes, heart problems, etc., because they've eaten nothing but junk food their whole lives. it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't force that shit down your throat. It's not my fault you weigh 400 pounds and you need a triple bypass surgery. I don't think I should have to pay for that with my tax dollars. But the brain tumor example is something we already went over in the other video. It's like some kid with leukemia or a brain tumor or multiple sclerosis, some shit that like they had no control over, could not have been prevented, at least not by the child. Like, we have a social contract, right, as a country, and we've got to take care of the few people who are unlucky enough to have that sort of shit happen to them. And so in that sense, I agree with universal health care, that it should just come out of the tax.
Like an emergency fund, pretty much.
I mean, you know, and
like
not a fund per se, because it shouldn't be, there shouldn't be a cap on the amount. No. It's like, if you have a 6-year-old kid with cancer...
But how many of these kids will come up in the next few years? Like, what's the frequency of this, and what's the trend? You know what I mean? There's certain factors you have to play.
Sure. But we have the resources to take care of it.
Yeah, we definitely do. And I think the thing is, and you know me as an Austrian, I go back to our monetary policy and how everything... If we just had a sound monetary system and got government out of big business...
Okay, we both agree the Federal Reserve is bad. Let's replace it with something else. We disagree on what to replace it with, but, you know, we could probably do better. Is what we agree on, right?
We could no, not probably. We can do better. That's the simple.
We can.
Answer.
We definitely. We disagree on what, but all right. You wanted to talk about the race, so it's Trump versus Bernie. Who's his running mate? You know,
it's gonna be Elizabeth Warren.
Probably. I know.
No. Hold on 1 second. It can't be. It has to be somebody of ethnically diverse. It has to be
gender.
If you know what? Yeah. You know what would be the ultimate the left of the Democrats?
Andrew Yang.
No, not Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
It would be a
God. Yeah. I don't think the country is ready for that.
Or whatever. I'm saying
Caitlyn Jenner.
But Caitlyn Jenner's conservative. She's a Trump supporter.
That's right.
But
because she's a masochist, probably. Right.
But that would be their ultimate dream, to have somebody like that running for. Because I think at the end of the day, Bernie's gonna get wiped out, like the Mensheviks got wiped out in the October Revolution.
Come on!
I think they will, because he's an old establishment. He's white. He's an old white guy. He's gonna get knocked out by somebody like AOC. I think once AOC's old enough to run for president, she's gonna run for president.
Well, they got that one guy. You probably don't watch the Daily Show. I just watch clips on YouTube.
I don't watch
but
Nazi
there's
shit.
this.
Not Nazi shit. Nazi shit. I'm sorry. Nazi shit. And for those of you that don't know what a Nazi is, I'm gonna explain what a Nazi is before we go on.
Okay, I'll give you 1 minute and 37 seconds.
Okay, the National Socialist Party of Germany were the Nazis. So, for me, an easy transition would be a Nazi or a Dezi for a democratic socialist. So that's my explanations. But go on. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Dotsie. Yeah.
Dezi or Dotsie, it doesn't matter, either or.
I'm okay with Detsy.
Hold on, I'm assuming that 4chan sometimes they're gonna pick up on this. I think
I
predict.
Hope so. Please, 4chan. Oh no, don't come for us, 4chan. Oh God, please.
I'm gonna put this on 4chan just for shits and giggles too.
Are you even on 4chan?
No, I'm on Pornhub and.
Yeah. So, anyways, no, I think if I were to vote in the Democratic primary, which I'm not, because I think it's a corrupt system.
Are you a registered Democrat?
No. I have been in the past when I was like 18, but you know. But anyways, if I was gonna support anyone, I think it would be Andrew Yang, because this UBI stuff. I mean, we went over that. It's been gone over ad nauseum.
We gotta go over this. We gotta go over this definitely on UBI and the nonsense that it brings. Because
okay. Here's what I keep coming back to. Whether it's 50 years from now, 150 years from now, eventually we're gonna be technologically so far along that no one's gonna have to work, and it's not a matter of money. It's a matter of the fact that we're going to have all the resources we could possibly need. Robots are going to do almost everything for us.
What's wrong with that?
No, I'm saying that's good. But how is everybody going to pay for everything? That's kind of an iffy question, because it's basically like communism. If everybody just gets whatever is available, it's kind of iffy. But I'm saying in the short term, we got to have a plan for how to transition to that. So in that sense, something like the UBI is something like kind of what we have to do. At least take care of the old people and the young people, and then everyone in the middle. It's like give education to the young people, take care of the old people. Anyone who's old can contribute. Kind of. Have you ever heard of the people of Okinawa? How they basically no one ever retires. Like everyone always has a function in society.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's some kind of like bullshit, like 20 or 30 hour a week, basically a part-time job, like you're a 75-year-old lady, you can barely do anything, but you have your wits about you, you can watch some little kids for us.
But those are market forces. That's not government intervention.
I don't...
Right? Is that what happened in Okinawa? And I'm going to link down the
Oh,
description.
well, yeah, no, I mean, that's thousands of years of historical
right? Because
social
here's the thing. The Japanese, not only technologically advanced.
Yeah. Well, that's a new development historically.
But I'm saying socially, they're far more superior. They have really high ethics, in my opinion.
Wow.
If you go to...
This is the Austrian economist. This is the Austrian Hispanic people saying that the Japanese are the example to follow.
I'm saying socially.
I'm just saying.
Socially.
Oh, just socially. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't think the social and economic aspects of their system are intertwined?
No, not at all. Because their economic situation is again, as I go to, I refer back to their monetary policy.
You keep coming back to this stagflation thing that they're in, and you're not wrong, but like, who gives a shit? Like
who gives a shit?
They provide well for all their people,
term.
you know. And I think that if they didn't have this demographic issue that they have, if it weren't for that, everything else would be fine with their system. I mean, they have a lot of debt compared to GDP, sure, but almost all their debt is owned by Japanese citizens. So it's just they owe it to themselves. So yeah, but this issue they have with not making babies, that's what the problem is, really. I mean, that's what it all comes down to for them.
I agree with you. I think they but I'm saying...
We gotta go to Tokyo, bro.
Yeah, if you go to Tokyo...
Teach them things.
How to fuck.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at Japanese porn, which is like... they pixelate everything, you know? Like in that country.
No, I know. Someone told me.
But I'm saying, like, as far as their values go, I think they're very... They take a lot of emphasis on their elders.
I mean, they have. It's like it's a community. It's much more of a community thing. Whereas America is much more libertarian oriented in general.
No, it's
in
not.
General, it's like
I think you got your
compared to Japan at least. Come on,
you have your definitions mixed up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think they're more libertarian than
the
they admit. Yes, okay. I think than they admit because they're big for big enterprise.
Sure.
For enterprise, I'm sorry. They're big on just
universal health care.
But I'm going to look down the description on exactly what their...
Okay, so that's policy. Enough of that. Okay, so...
But going back to UBI, I just want to touch on UBI because you didn't let me really touch on that.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so if we have a universal basic income...
Okay.
For example, everybody gets paid $1,000 a month.
And that's not what I'm saying, but let's just say that.
No, that's what you're saying.
Not really, not in the short term. In the long term, maybe, yeah. But in the short term, I'm talking about something totally different.
No, but you agree with it in consensus, like that.
Long term, if it makes sense, if we can figure out a way so that it doesn't blow up in terms of inflation.
What about jobs that actually need people?
Right.
The effect on those kind of jobs.
So, like, let's say like 90-something% of the people don't work at all. It's just robots, and they just are provided for because they're citizens. So, like, there's going to be some small percentage of people who have jobs like lawyers, if they still exist, creative economy, designing video games, producing movies, that sort of thing. Maybe it's 5% of the population, maybe it's 25% of the population, but those people will just make way more than the universal basic income. They'll still get it, but they'll make way more on top of that because they make the choice to spend a big chunk of their life doing something that has a market incentive. So, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have to factor in what's known as Jesus Christ, this fucking beer, man. All right, I'm drawing blanks left and right. To be honest with you,
let's get more.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, we've both had
I'm sorry.
2 beers. Okay.
No. I haven't had 2 beers and a bong rip and a couple of dab rigs.
Oh well, I didn't force you to make that decision. Mr.
No.
Fremont.
Hold on one second. That's even before you came.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's after you came.
So anyways, something called something that you're drawing a blank on.
It's price discovery.
Oh, okay.
For example, because wages are just prices.
Yeah. So that's why universal basic income is such a good idea.
Because you're inflating the prices of everything else. For example.
Sure. Okay.
No. It's not sure. It is. Let's take for example. if I want a haircut, where I want something where a human being has to be involved.
Yeah.
Right?
No, we can have robots do haircuts. What are you talking about?
I'm saying something where a human being has to be involved.
Okay.
Right? Whatever.
And who knows with artificial intelligence?
Maybe some people just want a haircut from a person. How about
Maybe.
that?
Yeah, sure,
How about
maybe.
that? How
Yeah,
about
sure,
that?
sure,
Right?
maybe. Yeah.
So
probably.
this person, their incentive has to be have to make more than UBI.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, who says their incentive has to be that? If UBI covers all their necessities, and
Because
then if
I'm working.
if they want to on top
Because
and
I'm
make
working.
more money on top of that, yeah.
Because I'm working, and it's not because I'm because if I'm gonna work, I'm gonna have to make more at least than what if I'm not working, right?
Right. I see
Okay,
what you mean.
now you know what. Now you catch my drift, right? Now you smell
Let's
my
hope the
shit.
people at home do. Yeah.
Okay, so now this person has to. Their wage has to be higher than UBI, right?
Or
logically,
yeah,
for the most part,
you know,
right?
or they have to be making some amount of money on top of the UBI that they already get.
Right. At least
Yeah.
I would say safely at least
Some
to make it
amount.
worthwhile.
Sure, double. Some
Because they're
amount.
gonna get taxed up the wazoo. I'm assuming.
Not necessarily. I mean, maybe. This is like 50
We're
years
talking
in the
government.
future.
It doesn't matter. It's government.
Okay,
They're gonna tax
sure.
you up the
Yeah, I
wazoo.
agree with that. Yeah. I mean, if they can.
Okay,
if
right?
we let them.
No, I'm saying not predictably, and I'm saying as far as historical standpoint, they're gonna get taxed up. the wazoo.
Anyways, your point is.
My point is, right? This inflates the price of a haircut, right?
But if the
drastically.
person getting the haircut can afford it, why does it matter?
What if it's overwhelmingly more than what UBI provides?
Then you go without a haircut.
Factoring.
Do your own fucking haircut. I do. Look how great my hair is.
Okay. All right. Dude, okay, but you're not most people. Some people
Okay,
like
okay.
this.
So
I'll
let's
be honest with
move
you.
on. Let's
Hold
move
one
on.
second.
This is a back and forth that has been gone over so many times.
No,
We're not.
but this is a strong point.
I think we've made our points.
Okay,
People
all
at
right.
home can agree or disagree. Okay.
Okay.
So you wanted to talk about the race. So like, where do you want to go with this conversation? Like what?
I think Bernie's gonna ultimately be president.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's a step
hope
in
so.
the right direction. I don't agree with everything.
And it's
he
gonna be a
thinks,
step in the left
but-
direction. More accurately.
Well, technically, yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
I see. Here's the problem with this. Bernie and I made a video on this, and I'm gonna link into the description. That Bernie is in favor of what Stephanie Kelton has put out there. Stephanie Kelton and Warren Mosler, which is MMT, which is modern monetary theory.
And I'm not saying I agree or
No,
disagree
I'm saying
with
Bernie's
that.
in favor of this. Bernie wants to push this.
Yeah.
Which is
And this would be an example of where I think maybe he is
So-
not smart enough to
This-
be talking about this stuff. Whereas, you know, if he surrounds himself with the right people who do know about this stuff, then maybe we could be having a different
But he's
conversation.
got Warren Mosler and Stephanie Kelton
Yeah.
on his side.
I mean, I think if he gets Robert Reich as his,
No, we're not talking. We're not even
secretary-
talking about monitors or
Okay.
supply siders. We're talking about MMT. These people don't even
Yeah.
care about that. These people say, "Hey,
Yeah.
it's not even." What they're saying is, let's not even worry about the Fed. Let's print money up the wazoo.
Yeah.
Because
Well, that's what
we
South
create
Africa
money.
is talking about, right?
Yeah, South Africa.
Yeah.
Like,
Their president
and
was
before
like,
that it was
"We're just
Zimbabwe.
gonna print all the money and just
Look
make
at the
everybody
mining industry
rich."
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having apartheid 2.0.
I
South
think
Africa.
we can agree that MMT is probably pretty bad.
It's not pretty bad. It's horrible.
Okay,
It's Zimbabwe.
okay.
And it's What is it? The Myanmar Republic of Germany. Republic of Germany.
Why?
I'm gonna put it down in the
We're not gonna edit that out, Miguel.
the minor Republic of Germany. Because they were drunk off fucking money.
Right.
Money.
Okay. So
Hold on one
MMT
second.
is bad.
Let's
MMT is
stop
bad.
here. We're gonna have one more beer. I don't know about you.
So, all right, like, why is anyone out there in the YouTube, the series of tubes? Why should anyone listen to anything either one of us have to say? I mean, I went to college for history. Okay, so I'm an elite person with a degree. I'm just kidding, folks. I'm totally being sarcastic, but like, I mean, you're self-taught. You've done a lot.
Yeah,
of
I just read on
research.
whatever's on WikiLeaks
Yeah.
and.
So I'm more of like a history guy. You're more of an economics guy. I mean, we understand each other's specialties.
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
to some degree. Like I don't know
Yeah.
much about. I know economic history, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
So I mean, like your more economic field of study has made you go
But it's
more towards
functional.
the
Like, I
libertarian
think-
thing.
well,
Whereas my understanding of history has shown me that I feel like one of the lessons of history is that it's like we gotta all be in this together. We've gotta make sure everybody's taken care of in some way, because we don't want another French Revolution. Because you want to be rich one day, and I do too. I mean, to an extent, but. There was someone who said the famous quote that low-lying beaches are not well-defendable positions. It's like when we have a real revolution and the poor want to eat the rich, so to speak.
That's not a revolution. That's a fucking devolution.
I mean,
that's like going
like
back.
the French Revolution. Like it's like kill the rich people. It's like where are you going to go? You don't have. I mean, you can't.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on one second. Mountains aren't that great because you don't have castles in America. So
I think that's where we're at now, politically. Yeah. We have, and I'm poor. I'm poor. I'm not poor, but I'm saying like,
neither of us is very well off.
Yeah, we're not well off, right?
Yeah.
But, if, I study economics on my own and really emphasize or fell in love with the Austrian school.
Sure.
And like for the most part, I love Mises's work and Hayek and Bombard work and all these not just Austrians but Americans like Jesus Christ, can't remember his name right now, but even Milton Friedman to some degree, even though he was a monetarist, but just where you have a structure of production where everybody have you ever heard the saying that the whole is greater than its parts,
the sum of its parts.
The sum of its parts, right? Yeah. So I think that's what capitalism brings. That's the benefit of capitalism. Because if we all specialize in one thing, then as a society, we all progress because we all specialize in one certain thing.
Yeah.
And we hone in on that. Sure. Whereas in socialism, we have a centralized, not just socialism, but I want to make an umbrella
That's
term.
why I'm a libertarian socialist. I feel like you could even call my philosophy like sort of like an anarcho-syndicalist kind of flavor. You know what that school of thought is?
No, I don't listen. Well, I don't read the.
We can put the links. No, but I mean,
we'll provide the links down to what he's talking about.
Anarcho-syndicalism is something that's been around for a while. I think maybe it's pretty similar to libertarian socialism. It's just the idea that we should have a free system where government is not what you're talking about, like with the French and the Soviet Union. It's like not like the government is running everything, making all decisions, counting the beans, so to speak. It's everybody is kind of participating in a common system towards common goals for the betterment of everybody. And there's a small percentage of the population that's always going to be psychopaths and sociopaths, and they're going to, if you allow for a completely free system where there's very little, if any, regulation, those people are going to take advantage of it, and they are going to steamroll everybody else. And I think most politicians are probably psychopaths. I think there's pretty good evidence for that. But so are the corporate CEOs. They're all in cahoots with each other.
Yes,
and that's what I don't like.
Here's why.
Yeah.
But here's why, though, because of the fundamentally our monetary policy is flawed, and it goes back. I keep referring back to the Federal Reserve. Yeah.
And I keep agreeing with you. I don't know what the problem is.
The problem is that you want Bernie in.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Bernie's in cahoots with the Fed because he's not talking about the Fed at all.
He's a step in the right direction, but
and the left
but
direction.
I thought. Well, okay. Trump was a step in the right direction, honestly, because
Trump is a closet socialist himself.
He's like a monkey wrench in the engine. I was so excited for him to be president.
Why?
I was like, he's just gonna fuck everything up. And
you know why?
Be amazing.
Because
everyone is finally gonna realize
he doesn't
how
give a fuck. Like, here's the thing about Trump, and this is what CNN and Fox News and the Blaze and all these networks will talk about. That Trump, this whole Russia collusion shit, that's going on.
Sure.
That he's in Putin's
was
pocket.
Going on.
What?
Apparently,
right?
it's
whatever.
Over.
Trump does not give a fuck about money. He has money. He can get more money.
He is so in
what
debt.
He cares
he
about.
Doesn't really have money. He has the facade of money.
Well, he goes through. I think it's Chapter 7 or Chapter 8. Whatever kind of bankruptcy declared. He's always coming on top, right? He doesn't care about money.
No, not really.
No, here's the thing.
Because he fucks over construction workers.
It doesn't matter. I'm saying in his pocket, he's
matter.
clean. In his pocket, he's clean.
No.
He has money in his pocket.
I don't think
in
so.
His
I think he probably has more debt than actual.
It doesn't matter.
assets.
But what is money?
I just think
What
his
is money?
wealth is an illusion.
Money is debt.
But
Money is debt inherently. Our
Sure,
monetary
yeah, no,
policy,
yeah, of course.
according to Federal
Of
Reserve,
course, I know,
is
I know.
debt. So he's in the right direction.
so
I'm sorry.
he has debt on
he did-
top of debt. That's what you're
That's
saying.
what money is.
I know.
Okay,
I
so
know
let's-
that's what money is.
Okay, so money is debt. So he has money, right? In translation, right?
Sure.
Or how do you say that in Latin? Since you're a historian, how do you say that in Latin?
Oh yeah, because all historians are automatically fluent in Latin.
Yeah, right.
So anyways,
hold on. Let me finish now.
okay,
Let me
go-
finish
no,
now, right?
go
Now,
ahead.
I feel like
I'm
the
good.
I feel
Go,
like
go, go, go.
Oh.
Stop wasting their time. Why should they listen to
Did-
us? Why should they listen to you?
Why they should listen to me? Because I'm the logical one here. He's the quack.
Because I mean, we're both 29 years old. Like, we're kids compared to a lot of people. You know, it's like, why should anyone? Like, what wisdom do we have? That
We
people
have
should
zero
listen?
fucking. I have these zero fucking
Yeah.
wisdom.
Probably the same is true for me, I guess.
I'm a pretty stubborn guy. I make mistakes left and
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
But I think why
Me
people
too.
should listen to me over like watching a Nicki Minaj video
Yeah, or
shaking her
Cardi
ass,
B.
or Cardi B talking about how she fucking drug guys and
Where's all my taxes going, yo? This New York.
Oh,
state,
hold on.
They take my money. What do they do with it? Oh my god.
That's where I like Cardi B, but this is where I don't like Cardi B. She
Uh-huh.
was. I don't know if you seen this video where she was.
Probably not.
I guess she was talking to a crowd. I listened to the audio. She was talking to a
Uh-huh.
crowd how she used to take guys to a hotel and drug
Yeah,
them.
I heard about this. It's like, imagine if a guy was
And
owning
hold
up
on one
to shit
second.
like that.
Hold on one second. And then she tried to justify it.
Yeah.
This is the only way I can make a living. Oh,
Right,
You are
yeah.
fucking stripping and robbing guys for money.
Yeah.
That's the only way you
Being
can
a
make a living.
stripper in what, like New York City, I
In
think
New
is where
York
she's
City, yeah.
based. Like, you can't make a living as a stripper in New York City. Like, you
You had
are
a-
a terrible stripper. Like, wow. You know, but okay, so
They're throwing nickels at her.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why anybody should listen to anything I have to say, to be honest.
But I'm saying,
I just think-
I'm saying as far as
yeah,
pound for pound, the
Yeah.
value that you get watching our videos or
Right.
watching a
Yeah.
Cardi B video talking about how she fucking used
oh
to
yeah.
rob guys
Well,
and shit.
definitely watch us instead of
Right.
Cardi B. But anyways, let's
No,
not
don't
waste
get me wrong.
too
Watch
much
Cardi-
time
like,
talking about this.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna be very controversial. I'll
Oh.
beat off to Cardi B
Oh yeah.
and then watch this video.
All right. yeah. So, what do you want to talk about next?
No, I want to go back into. So we talked about the
Oh
Democratic.
no! Now I know.
candidates, the
It's just
Republican
no. But no,
candidates.
let's talk about this for one more minute. It's like, where else on the internet can you find a place where two people whose viewpoints are as diametrically opposed as ours can actually have a real conversation? Fuck with each other, call each
Joe
other
Rogan.
names, and obviously Joe Rogan, but it's like,
Who else?
His show is almost never a debate. He has some debate episodes.
I
but
agree. I agree with you. Yeah, that's right.
I agree with
No,
you.
that's right, Dubin.
Yeah. So, anyways, no. No, I think no, they just agree with their guests for the most part. Hello, neighbor lady. We're doing a podcast. It's okay. It's okay. Anyways, no, like we're sincere about this. Like, we totally disagree with each other on a lot. We agree with each other on a lot. But
we can't agree with each other on a lot. Then
I think we agree on the problem, maybe not the solution.
Let's just say it's 50-50. We agree
Sure,
on the problem.
yeah, sure.
I agree with you.
So
And-
we've
and here's
agreed
the-
on our disagreements. So anyways, but like at the end of the day, after we get done busting each other's nuts, calling each other names, fucking with each other,
Yeah.
we're friends. We get along. Like, we're able to have this
Yeah.
civil discourse where you
And
can't
if-
find that on the internet. Everyone's either fucking on TYT or watching like
Of
Ben
course.
Shapiro. Google it.
Oh man.
Google it.
Or you got Steven Crowder.
Yeah,
Which, you know what?
it's like the bubble thing, and
Yeah.
this is something that obviously we didn't figure out. It's like been documented. Everyone is in their own bubble, and I think this is part of the problem of American politics in general. Why we've become so separate over the years, like especially the last 20 years. It's the internet. Like people before the internet always thought like, oh, the worldwide, the computers and everything, it's going to bring people together, and we're going to be able to communicate, and
It's
people
actually
with
divided
different,
people.
they thought people with different viewpoints were going to come together, but it's just divided us, and everyone has their own little niche that they fall into,
Yeah.
and they just find people that they agree with. I think people should listen to us to hear out,
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty tolerant and you're pretty tolerant. You know,
Sure.
we have different viewpoints, but at the end of the day, we looked at the grand scheme of things and what we want in life for each other, for like ourselves personally, and you know, in society in general. And I think like Republicans and Democrats, socialists and libertarians, in every sect, I think at the end of the day, everybody wants the same thing, which is a happy society, you know, where everybody gets along and everybody, you know, to some degree,
or at least we can agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree, and you know, there's
we can invite each other to each other's barbecues and get along. You know?
Oh, hold on 1 second here. Oh, hold on 1 second. Those goddamn Jews, I'm not gonna invite them.
Well,
no, don't get me wrong, Ben Shapiro, I want you at my barbecue.
Oh yeah, he's the good Jew. He's the house Jew.
He's the,
but
he's the banking Jew.
Right? Yeah. They know their place.
Well, who's the queen in Spain that pretty much forced them into banking? Since you're the historian, was it
wasn't
Isabella?
a queen of Spain. It was 1,000 years. No, it was 1,000 years of Catholic dogma that forced them into banking. Like it was like the Catholic Church didn't allow usury, so like who can loan money for interest?
The
Jews. So, they have all the money. Let's kill them. Like, you morons. Like, how did they get all the money? Because you won't let each other lend to each other. Duh. But anyways,
the Jews.
I don't know. What's we've been going on for like maybe half an hour. Like, what's another good topic?
Another good topic. Well, what I wanted to touch on, I can go on and on about UBI, but I think like,
let's not.
But I really wanted to focus.
What's in the news?
What's in the news now? It's Jussie Smollett. I think everybody's been talking.
What's
about
that all about? Because let's.
Okay, well, Jussie Smollett, he according.
He's an actor.
He's an actor on Empire on the Fox network. So he was essentially.
So he works for the devil because he's on Fox, but go on.
But he's a leftist, so he's an Obama. He's an old school Obama guy, right?
Okay.
So Jussie Smollett was 2 a.m. about a month ago or a month and a half ago, I don't know the exact date. He went out on a Chicago 2 a.m. morning to buy some
very safe.
Right, 2 a.m. morning in a blizzard, right? And he went to get a Subway sandwich, right, at 2 a.m. Where he was staying at, I don't know what hotel, I'll put it on the leak. I guess the whole story as objectively as I can.
Yeah.
But so Jussie Smollett, he was going out and getting a sandwich, and he got lynched or was assaulted by two MAGA supporters, but it turned out to be two of his personal trainers, and they came out and cooperated with the Chicago Police Department.
So it was all a hoax?
It was all a hoax. According, as far as we have now, the news that he essentially orchestrated it. You know, there's text messages going back and forth, money going back and forth.
Yeah.
And so now he's denying it completely. He had charges originally, and then CPD dropped the charges.
And you said Obama was behind that. I believe you told me that.
Well, not Obama. I'm sorry. Obama. Somebody in his network, which is Kim Fox.
Because he comes from Chicago, so
right.
Of course.
So somewhere some strings were pulled.
You know, it's all about who you know, not what you know.
So CPD is saying that he's still guilty, but they're dropping the charges for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know how many counts was it that he was charged with hoaxing all this shit.
Yeah, something that us little people wouldn't get away with.
No. But here's the thing, though. This guy was making $100,000 an episode.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming down to brass tacks, he was making a good $50,000 a year.
Okay. Wait, you just said he was making.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. $50,000 an episode. I got the hiccups, guys. Sorry.
So he was making $50,000 an episode after taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. According to you.
According to me, I'll put the link in the description.
Okay. So how many episodes? What, like 10 or 20?
I don't know.
So he's making like what? Like maybe
he's making good money. Let's say
somewhere close to $1 million a year. I don't know.
Whatever it may be, he's making good money.
Whatever. What's your point? How much he should pay in taxes? Is
No. This guy hoaxed it, and he said it was two MAGA supporters.
And so why did he do it? Do we know?
Because here's my theory on that. Yeah. That he wanted to get paid more from Fox. He wanted a bigger paycheck.
Oh, so trying to get his name out there,
get his name in the public, and he's.
Let's kill him.
He's
Death
a
penalty.
big anti-Trump guy, and I listened to one of his speeches recently, and I'm gonna put
Okay.
that down in the description.
You're gonna be busy with all these links.
Fuck yeah,
brother.
right?
Like I'm not helping
I mean, it's
you.
gonna be
with
like 30
this.
links, right? I'm gonna spend half tomorrow morning doing
Yeah.
this shit.
All right.
I actually gotta buy some THC and wake and bake and do all this editing here.
Yeah.
But going back to
Speaking of why people should listen to us, I mean.
yeah, this guy, right?
No, THC is great. I love it.
You love it, but you know you won't touch the stuff. But we'll go
Well,
into that some other day.
Not for a while. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know. I smell you, as the saying goes.
You know, we'll talk about it some other time.
Okay, but Justice Smollett, you know, this kind of to me it gives me the ambiance of the American public. It's polarized left or polarized right.
Yeah, of
there's
course.
nobody meeting at the middle.
Except our YouTube channel.
Except our
people.
YouTube channel, which
Yeah.
I know he's pretty leftist, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
logical.
I mean, you know, objectively, I think anyone could look at my philosophy and
Yeah,
call me a
I agree.
leftist.
No, you know, I agree with
I
you on a lot of
consider
things.
myself libertarian on a lot of things. Second Amendment, all right. I think that's something I've turned around on recently. After Trump came along, I was like, oh, that's why the Second Amendment people are all about that. And so, to any of my fellow lefties out there, it's like, you know, you make fun of these gun nuts for being all about their rights, and it's like, oh well, what are you gonna do if the government becomes tyrannical? Like the government has tanks and predator drones. Like, what are you gonna do? I think, and I used to make that joke too, and I think it's wrong. I don't know. It just seems like if Trump or Bernie or whoever tried to really take advantage of the power of the presidency, the imperial presidency that it's become, it would be like, I mean, we would have a revolt, many revolts that would probably be the downfall of our country, honestly. I mean, you look at our Constitution and how stable our political process has really been for the past 200-something years, historically speaking. I mean, John Adams, when he lost that election, people were like, oh my god, is he actually going to give power to Thomas Jefferson? And
Which I like Thomas Jefferson.
yeah, so anyways, you know, I would argue that all these other countries, especially in Latin America and other places, that have copied our Constitution,
essentially.
But it didn't work out for them. They've had military dictatorships, socialist coups, all this. It's like, the reason why it succeeded for us is because of the Second Amendment. Because no politician in their right mind has ever thought, like, oh, I'm gonna take ultimate power. No, you're not, you moron, because everyone has guns. There's more guns than people. So, I'm pretty libertarian, I think, when it comes
On the
to
Second Amendment.
Yeah, and social. I consider myself a total social libertarian. I say, you know, what's that old joke? It's like, let the two gay guys get a marriage and shoot guns at their wedding while smoking weed. It's like, yeah, like, legalize recreational cocaine, baby. Like,
I
why
agree
not?
with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I really do. But here's
So
the
let's
thing.
talk about cocaine, because that's.
I think every
want
drug.
to?
Here's the thing. Every drug
Yeah.
should be legalized.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is my philosophy overall. It's
Sure.
if you're not harming anybody else, you're harming yourself.
Well, what about kids? If you have kids and you're like getting high on meth.
I think that's where government should get involved.
Okay, all right.
I think that's where government should get involved, and I think
Yeah.
I'm an Austrian, I'm libertarian, and I think that it should be limited. But certain things like that,
Yeah.
the judicial system, because that's part of the judicial system,
Right.
should get involved. Because
So let's legalize all drugs totally.
what did I just say?
Yeah.
If you're just harming yourself,
Yeah.
that's fine. But if you got
You want to know why I agree with you wholeheartedly? Is because I think at the end of the day, if we just say everything's legal, no rules, except maybe, if there's kids involved, of course, is because if you legalize everything, of course, legalize everything, and you know what happens is all the really dirty bad drugs go away, because if you can get pure cocaine for a fraction of the price that you can buy dirty cocaine now,
and it's regulated to some degree.
Yeah,
I'm saying, but if it's tested like THC,
yeah, like let it
like
be
THC
a dispensary thing, like we've got going on with the weed. It's like, you can't just buy it at Walmart, but like
I think at some point,
maybe. I mean, but if you legalize it and let the Colombians just import it into our country directly and just sell it
Why don't we just cultivate it here, right?
Or that, it gets rid of the cartel wars in Mexico. Yep. It has all
corruption,
kinds of good, and you know what?
Positive,
I think the crack cocaine epidemic would go away. I think
definitely.
Because if you can just buy pure cocaine for
a fraction of the price,
or the same price, even, wouldn't you do that instead of crack cocaine? I don't know, folks. I've never done coke. I've never done crack cocaine, but it just seems like logically that's what would happen. The same thing for crazy shit like bath salts and meth. It's like, what do you call medically pure heroin? Do you know? Morphine. That's what it is. It's morphine, or heroin is adulterated form of morphine. If I have that correct, which I think I do.
I'm not on the lingo. I'm not a junkie. Let me see your arms.
No, I'm just saying from a practical standpoint, I agree with you because just legalize everything, and at the very worst, everything will get less bad in the aggregate.
I think in the grand scheme of things, I think you agree with me on this, on deregulation. And not only that, but just going back to the monetary system, deregulating.
How about we don't do that?
Why not?
We've been talking about that enough already.
I think that'll be my that's my death wish, or my ultimate goal in life, to see a monetary system that's deregulated where we don't see a Fed.
How about this, with all these libertarian billionaires like Peter Thiel, the Koch brothers, etc., like, why don't they all just get together and
let's look at the Koch brothers.
Buy a big island.
What do the Koch brothers produce?
And just have.
What do they produce?
But they could sell all that stuff they produce and have like $50 billion and buy an island and build a bunch of shit on that island.
Then who?
And they could have their libertarian
Koch
paradise.
Industries?
The Koch brothers.
No.
It's a
if they sell everything off.
If
they sell everything off, right?
Oh well, I mean, it would become a publicly traded
socialist
corporation. They could have an IPO.
You know what the Koch Industries produces, right? The industrial
like
products.
Oil and all that shit.
Industrial products.
Yeah, they're in all that. Yeah.
Right. So we socialize this. We're socializing what? The means of production.
When did I say that?
You just said that right now.
No, just like do an IPO and just sell. Like, I'm saying, if I was the Koch brothers and I wanted some libertarian paradise, they could fucking probably buy Australia with all their money, or some, I don't know.
Yeah, probably like
Madagascar or something.
New Zealand.
Or I could buy Madagascar. Probably the Maldives. Probably most of the Maldives.
No, they can buy New Zealand. They can logically buy New Zealand. But here's the thing: we need these people. We really do in society, because these are here's the thing: libertarians, in my point of view, even though they don't admit it, for the most part, libertarians are the productive class. That's what we don't talk about. Even more, nobody talks about this. You have the proletariats, and you have the bourgeoisie, and all these other classes. But nobody talks about the productive class, those that make things as a society.
I think that's a really twisted way of looking at it. First of all, I would point to the fact that all the rich people in Europe are totally in favor of high taxes on the rich. Like, they get it. They live in a country where everybody's taken care of for the most part, and so they agree
because they're
that
in cahoots
they
with
should
government.
pay more. Maybe, but
because they're always going to get out. It's
everyone
like
gets
this
their
country.
healthcare,
It's like the Rockefeller. For Pete's sake, Nelson Rockefeller was vice president. His grandfather was Nelson Aldrich.
And your point is, what's your point?
That we have. The thing is, if we have government out of industry and government out of money, and we have a sound banking system.
No. Your point that you're making, but you're too high to remember, was that you were trying to say that no one ever gives credit to the producers. Well, how do they produce everything?
For Pete's sake, I make minimum wage. Why can't I afford an iPhone?
Your phone down.
How can I afford an iPhone, an iPad, and a camera?
But they need labor. They need a ton of labor to produce.
But you need an idea before labor.
Okay, it's a symbiotic relationship. So what?
No, it's not. You need the idea before you need the production.
Okay. Oh my God.
Don't you? You need one before the other.
How could Andrew Carnegie possibly have ever built his steel fortune without a bunch of steel workers?
How can a bunch of steel workers have worked before Andrew Carnegie came
That's
up
what
with
I'm saying.
the idea?
It's chicken and the egg.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's
because the egg is Andrew Carnegie.
Okay, agree to disagree.
No. Hold on one second. Can I just elaborate my point really quick?
Sure. Really quick.
You're saying there's a chicken and the egg, right? I'm saying it's not. I'm saying the originator is Andrew Carnegie.
All right.
Modernizing. I don't know what exactly he did. I'm not a historian like this douchebag is, but
we don't have to go into it. It's nuanced.
Okay, but let's say if Andrew Carnegie came along.
Okay.
If nobody came up with that idea to create iron or whatever XYZ, the idea. If the idea didn't come along, and the workers were there, ample workers.
Yeah. So, anyways, we just agree
No.
to disagree.
I'm saying I'm giving you.
They can make up their mind, but I would say, you know what? You can make the argument that there's not an infinite supply of labor, but there's always going to be more people willing to take a job, even if it doesn't pay so great. But I don't think that's right. I think that we're all a part of a community. There should be a social contract where we agree on the rules of the game and that everybody should be taken care of to as much of an extent as possible. I don't think that billionaires should exist if there are people...
You sound like AOC.
Listening. I don't think billionaires should exist if there are people dying in the streets of starvation, freezing to death in the winter.
Why?
Because it's wrong. Because it's immoral.
Here's the thing.
It's immoral.
What if that person...
It's outside of your whole economic philosophy. It's morality.
Here's the thing.
Okay, but agree to disagree.
Let me ask you a question. What if you bring one of these people in, right?
I don't
It's
care.
just hypothetically. No. Here's the thing. Hold on. Can you give me a second to express myself? All right. What if we bring these people in? Let's say I bring them to my house, right?
Okay.
And he starts stealing from me, and he starts fucking up shit. He eats all of my food and doesn't produce. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna kick him the fuck out, because not only is he not an asset.
So he has mental health problems. So what?
Oh,
Should we really hold him accountable?
No,
if he doesn't understand the
That's where
consequences of his actions.
What about his family? He doesn't have family. What if his family didn't take him in? What if his family said, you know what, I'm done with this guy, because he keeps stealing my shit.
Yeah. Well, that gets back to what I was saying in our last video about how, forget about this whole food stamps thing. Forget about that. There's food banks everywhere in this country. Use that as the infrastructure. The government can just give them a check and say, "Here, buy all the food you need." But it's only like fruits and vegetables.
No, hold on one second.
No, yeah. What?
No.
Yeah.
You can, if in that system, the government should give you, let's say, food stamps, and you go to a food bank and buy food at that food bank, and you're gonna get the same high quality stuff that you get at a grocery store.
And you're in favor of that.
I'm in favor of that.
Okay.
Because you're not getting any of the junk that you should get at the grocery store.
That's what I was just saying.
But it's at a food bank.
Right. That's what I was just saying.
But it should be minimized to the people that really need it, like the junkies and disenfranchised, the people that
people
really
who are too
need
lazy
it. But
to
I'm saying
work
you have to have.
shouldn't get it,
I'm saying
right?
this is where I like the Japanese, even though they had.
You're making the exact same point that I was.
No,
just
you're
making.
not. No, you're not.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
What else is in the news? Oh, we
my
both
God.
agree
See,
that we both agree that the Japanese are good.
When I
in a lot of
destroy
ways.
you in a fucking argument, you fucking want to change the subject.
Of course. Google it.
All right, we go to some other shit. I don't
What
care.
else is in the news? I don't know.
What else is in the news? No.
All right, let's take a break. Okay, so we're gonna end off of politics for this episode, and probably all future episodes. And so I just lucid dreaming. You know what that is?
Is that where it's like surreal? You're there, like right now, in the physical form. You know?
But according to people who are, shout out to the Aeronauts, I think they're called, something like that.
All right, we'll put it in the description.
Yeah. Anyways, lucid dreaming is the idea that if you realize that you're in the middle of a dream, you can control your dream. You can literally control who's in it. You can fly if you want to. You're basically like Neo
DMT?
in the Matrix. That's what lucid dreaming is.
Is that like DMT?
No, I don't know what
some kind
DMT
of
is like.
psychedelic.
I don't
I'm saying,
know.
is that I'm saying from your understanding, is that something where Joe Rogan, he sniffs glue and
No, it's lucid
shout out
dreaming.
to shout out to Freedom Tunes right now. I like their shit, man.
I like some of their shit. I definitely like some of their shit.
Oh,
but,
it's libertarian.
Okay, no politics for this
Okay.
last segment. So, reason I was asking you is just because lucid dreaming is pretty awesome, but I've only been able to do it a few times.
Is that like a dropping acid or what?
No,
That's a new
it's
slang
not-
for dropping
it's
acid.
not like that. No, it's just you realize in the middle of a dream that you are dreaming, and
I have
that
those all the time.
but you can control the dream.
Yeah,
I don't know if you really know what I'm talking about.
I
but
know what you're talking about. When I'm off DHC, like the week after,
yeah,
I have these really vivid dreams.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like.
No, that's a common thing I've heard in the community. It's like, yeah.
After you withdraw.
Yeah,
THC,
marijuana inhibits your dreaming abilities to a great extent. But anyways, no, I just had a dream last night where I realized I was in the middle of a dream. I'm at the point where I can't control the dream, but I can decide to end it. So, I realized I was in the middle of a car crash and I was drowning in a lake or something.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I'm dreaming. You're like,
yeah, just wake up, and I did.
No, like I've been in situations where like in my dreams I'm like, oh, this is not real. I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
And then I just go off into a tangent. Like I know I'm dreaming, so I know this isn't a life or death situation.
But you just go along with it. You're just
like, no, there's a situation where in one of my dreams, I don't know who was chasing me. Something was chasing me, and so then I'm running through this forest, right? And I'm like, I normally wouldn't be in this kind of forest. I wouldn't be in a forest running at this time of day.
Okay.
You know, and wearing medieval clothes. I'm in a dream. Let me go back and see what's going on. And by the time like I start running back, I'll wake up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you are lucid dreaming a little bit. It's a pretty hard thing to do for the vast majority of people, but some people are just natural at it. But
this, for me, this is like right after like my withdrawal from THC. Yeah. Like I start having these dreams.
Yeah. Because it's super hard to lucid dream when you're smoking weed, or if you're in the middle of smoking weed.
I think that has to do with something with the pituitary gland and
maybe
dopamine.
That's the third eye. Didn't you know? In reptiles, there's literally a cornea and a lens. Oh my god.
I thought my penis was the third eye.
Well, yeah, maybe that's the fourth eye.
Whatever. All right, guys. All right, so
so just ending on a little bit of a light note, just kind of like shoot the shit.
All right, so what are we gonna call this web series? We're gonna call it the Austrian and the Nazi, or
no. I gotta come up with some sort of like
for now
joke
Austrian
name for you. No, the
Austrian, dude. Come on, the Austrian.
But
is that simple?
I don't like that. I don't like the Nazi thing. You like the Austrian thing. I gotta come up with one for you, but. Anyways,
all right,
it's the Austrian Hispanic and the Libertarian Socialist,
aka the Nazi.
Listen to us because you'll always get like real conversations and shit from people who disagree, and at the end of the day, we'll fist bump.
Yeah, we'll fist bump. And circle jerk.
Ever, man. Yeah, we're cool.
We're cool.
All right, listen to us. Buy our T-shirts and shit.
Right.
That's
not in the future. That's not in the future. Yeah. We'll have some T-shirts and we'll have some like maybe not bongs because what's his name got indicted for the bongs.
Oh yeah.
Tommy Chong.
Yeah. Let's not
do bongs.
Yeah. Okay. So signing off.
Signing off. Austrian Hispanic.
Libertarian Socialist.
Libertarian Socialist. All right. Let me chill for a bit, dude. I'm fucking...